Hi, this is Deb from Deb's Days Designs, and I'm back today with an Easter project. Today we're making this cute mug rug, snack mat, or mini placemat. It's a fun craft project to brighten up your tea time for Easter. And bonus, we'll be making a reversible cloth napkin with this project too. Before I get started, I publish new content frequently, so be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out the blog at debsdays.com where you'll find plenty of sewing and crafting projects. It's also where you'll find a link to the written version of this project with step-by-step instructions, cutting measurements, photos, and the printable templates. I've added a link in the description below this video for it. And since it's a digital download pattern you can print at home, you can get started on your very own Easter rabbit mug rug today. Alright, let's get this project started. Along with your regular sewing supplies for this project you'll need fabric scraps for the appliqué, fabric for the mug rug, for the pocket, and for the napkin, a paper-backed fusible web like Heat and Bond Light. You'll need some cotton batting, basting spray or a basting powder, and the printable template. First, trace the individual parts of the design onto the paper side of the fusible web. Cut out each piece at least a 1/4 inch outside the tracing line. Then, following the manufacturer's instructions, fuse the pieces to the wrong side of your fabrics and let them cool. And then cut the pieces out along the traced lines. Remove the paper backing from the fusible web and center and arrange bunnies on the front fabric and fuse them into place. And then finish the design by stitching around the raw edges of each of the fabric pieces with a blanket stitch, a zigzag stitch, a satin stitch, or even a straight stitch. I like to try out different stitch lengths and widths on fabric scraps before I work on the appliqué. Alright, let's work on the pocket pieces now. With the wrong sides facing each other, fold one of the pieces of the pocket in half and press it, and then top stitch it 1/8 of an inch from the pressed crease. Place the folded pocket fabric on top of the appliqué piece with the raw edges matching on the bottom right-hand side. Place the other piece of pocket fabric on top with the right side of the fabric facing down. Stitch down the right side of the fabric using a 1/4 inch seam allowance and press the seam towards the appliqué fabric piece. Then place the backing fabric with the wrong side of the fabric facing up. Place the batting on top and center the front fabric on top of that. Temporarily secure all your layers together with a basting spray or a powder and then quilt it as desired. Now, since we'll be folding over the backing to make the binding, don't sew past the front fabric piece, and certainly don't sew the pocket closed. We need to do some trimming. Without cutting into the backing fabric, trim that batting to match the front of the mug rug. Then we need to trim the backing so it measures 1 inch from the raw edge of the front of the mug rug. Now, to create the binding, fold the backing over so the raw edge meets near the raw edge of the front and press it. Fold the backing over one more time so it becomes the binding on the front and press it. Top stitch around the outside of the mug rug near the open edge of the binding. If you prefer to miter the corners, use the technique we've used before. Measure 1 inch away from each of the corners and mark it, and draw a straight line to connect the marks, and cut on the line. Then fold the raw-edged corner over the corner of the batting in the front fabric and press it. Fold one of the sides so the raw edge of the fabric meets the raw edge of the batting and press it. Fold the backing over one more time so it becomes the binding on the front and press it. Then do the same with the other side. Fold the other side in so the raw edge of the fabric meets the raw edge of the batting and press it. And fold the backing fabric over one more time on the side and press it. You may need to do a little bit of adjusting on your corners to get that perfect mitering. Now it's time for the napkin. Place one of the fabrics with the right side of the fabric facing up, and place the contrasting fabric on top with the right side of the fabric facing down. Stitch the fabrics together using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, leaving a space open for turning. Clip the corners and turn it right side out and press it. Fold the opening under and press it to form a sharp crease. And then top stitch around the entire napkin 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And just like that, your tea time's more festive for the Easter holiday. Now, if you'd like to see more projects like this one, with digital patterns that you can print at home, check out the blog at debsdays.com. I've added a link in the description below this video. See you next time with another project.